a sound. It is not a rumble in the stomach. It is the grinding of teeth on empty air. It is the friction of bone against muscle that has lost its padding. Focus on the ground frozen, unforgiving, a mosaic of cracked earth and dead moss. A shadow falls over the ice. It blocks out the weak, diluted sun of the late Pleistocene. This is not a cloud passing overhead. This is a mountain moving. See the claw? 6 inches of calcified death, curved, serrated. It scrapes the permafrost, vibrating up through the soles of your boots. The giant stops. He does not look down. He does not need to see to know. He smells the panic. He tastes the adrenaline in the air like copper on the tongue. In the tall grass, the breathing starts fast, ragged, vapor rising from the scrub like steam engines firing up in the cold. They don't hate him. Hate is a luxury they cannot afford. They just need his blood to stay warm. The mountain takes a step. The grass explodes. The negotiation begins. They crest the ridge, and the target is revealed. It is a mistake, a biological error. The Megatherium, the Giant Ground Sloth. This is not prey. This is architecture. He stands on his hind legs, stripping the bark from a pine tree as if it were a twig. 4 tons of muscle, bone, and apathy. His fur is not like the wolf's soft pelt. It is a fortress. Coarse, thick strands matted with years of dirt, sap, and parasites. Beneath that skin lies a mesh of osteoderms, pebble-sized bone deposits that act as natural chainmail. To bite him is to bite a boulder. The sound of his feeding is terrifying in its volume. He chews with the slow, rhythmic grinding of a millstone. Saliva, thick and ropey, drips from jaws that could crush a human skull. He drops to all fours and the ground shudders a distinct, localized earthquake. The wolves feel this vibration in their chests. It interrupts their own heart rhythms. This creature exists on a different scale of physics. He does not run, he does not hide, he simply exists, defying the predators to do something about it. He is the immovable object. The alpha signals the split, no barks, just a subtle dip of the shoulder. 3 wolves flank left, vanishing into the scrub, 3 flank right. The alpha remains center, the focal point, the distraction. The geometry of the kill box is set. Through the anamorphic lens, we see them isolated against the vastness of the creature. They look impossibly small, fragile. The wind whips their fur, exposing the vulnerability of their throats. They are circling a tank armed only with knives. Patience breaks. A young male, the beta, driven by the madness of an empty stomach, breaks the line. He rushes the sloth's flank, jaws snapping for the Achilles tendon. He moves fast, a blur of gray kinetic energy. The reaction is impossible. The sloth does not turn his body. He simply swings his arm backward. It is not a clumsy swipe, it is a precise, high-velocity backhand. The claw, that scythe of bone, slices through the air where the wolf's head was a fraction of a second ago. The air pressure change alone knocks the wolf off balance. Missed by an inch, saved by a miracle. The giant is annoyed. He stops chewing. Slowly, deliberately, he shifts his center of gravity backward. He rises and rises and rises. He goes bipedal. He blocks out the sun, casting a long, cold shadow over the entire pack. Standing at nearly 20 feet, he exposes his chest, a wall of muscle protected by massive hook-like claws that hang down like grappling hooks. He lets out a sound that is not a roar, but a groan of tectonic plates shifting. It vibrates the water in the wolf's eyes. They are no longer fighting an animal, they are fighting a tower. The pack hesitates, the instinct to flee screams in their blood. This is against the rules, this is too big. The young beta backs away, tail tucked, whining softly. The formation begins to crumble. Fear is contagious. The alpha sees it. He knows that if they turn back now, the cold will take them before dawn. Death is certain if they leave. Death is only probable if they stay. He makes the choice for them. He steps forward into the shadow of the claw and unleashes a howl that is not a call for help. It is a declaration of war, no retreat, no surrender. Total commitment. The pack launches, they do not attack like dogs. They attack like a liquid wave crashing against a cliff. They hit the sloth from all sides simultaneously. Jaws clamp onto the thick hide of the legs. The sensation is sickening. Teeth sliding against matted wool and hardened skin, failing to find the blood. The alpha drives his weight into the sloth's heel, trying to sever the tendon. It is like biting a radial tire. The rubbery toughness repels him. His jaw muscles spasm with the effort, locking tight, refusing to let go. The giant reacts. He does not panic. He simply clears his personal space. He swings his massive arm in a low arc. It connects with a female wolf mid-air. There is no resistance. The physics are brutal. The sound is like a tree branch snapping in a storm. She is punted 20 feet through the air, ragdolling, limbs flailing in unnatural directions. She hits the frozen earth with a dull thud and does not move. The pack falters. The cost of doing business has just been paid. But the alpha does not let go. He knows the legs are armored. He needs soft tissue. He needs the breath. While the giant is distracted by the impact, the alpha releases the heel and scrambles up the side of the creature, claws digging into the fur like a mountaineer. He climbs the mountain. He reaches the flank, then the shoulder. The sloth thrashes a chaotic dance of rage. The world spins, sky, ground, sky, fur. The alpha lunges for the throat, not the armored neck, but the soft, fleshy underside of the jaw. Contact the canine, sink deep. The taste of hot, iron-rich life floods his mouth. The giant screams a high-pitched, terrified whistle that contradicts his size. A cloud of dust and ice crystals rises up, obscuring the violence. Then, silence. Only the sound of heavy, labored breathing and the dripping of something wet. The dust settles. The king is dead. There is no ceremony.
There is no victory howl. There is only the frantic, mechanical necessity of eating. They tear into the belly while the nerves still twitch. Faces buried in the warmth. The red contrasts violently with the white snow. The calorie deficit is being filled, the engine is being refueled. The female who was struck drags herself toward the carcass, limping, broken, but driven by the same hunger. She will eat. She will heal. Or she will not. The alpha steps back. He does not eat yet. He licks the blood from his muzzle, his chest heaving. He looks at his pack, he looks at the dead sister in the snow who hasn't moved. He looks at the horizon where the sun is finally setting, plunging the world into true darkness. He has bought them a day, maybe two. The wind picks up again, whistling over the bones of the giant. The cold returns, instantly trying to reclaim the heat they just stole. The alpha turns his back to the wind and lowers his head to eat. The war is over. The survival continues.
Pleistocene. There are no winners. There are only survivors. You steal life from others to delay your own payment to the cold. The ice